All right, good to see you. Staying motivated. This is a big deal. This is something that you're always going to have to maintain. It's hard to always have enthusiasm. You probably have enthusiasm right now. You're excited. You're ready to go. You're ready to hit the ground running. You can't wait till this video series is over so you can actually get going on stuff. But that will fizzle out. That's going to fizzle out. It's not always fun. It's not always awesome. It's a lot of work. You get drained, and eventually you're gonna lose your motivation. It's just how it is. It's human nature, and that's fine. It's normal. That's a normal thing. So the key is to stay motivated, to keep that enthusiasm, to keep going, keep pushing when you need to. So you guys kind of know my backstory, but for me, one of the big things, it was the vision board. And this kind of sounds silly. I recommend reading up on this. It's really simple, really. So the vision board is basically you cut out pictures or you take pictures or screenshots of awesome stuff, either be on Instagram or in magazines. Some of my stuff was both, and you section it off. So I had a section of what my house wanted to be like, my dream house. All right, so for me, it was this awesome house that I just fell in love with. When I saw it, I took a screenshot of it right away, and later I found another picture of it of a different angle. It's awesome, you can see it right here. Okay, so the vision board, I had my house, I had the car that I wanted, I even had a picture of a watch, I had my kids in there so I could mentally picture them running around in the house, in the yard. You really have to put yourself in the situation, all five senses. You can smell everything. I even had conversation with my landscape guy. I could smell the grass that he cut, and I even said, hey, you think maybe we can do something about this over here? You really have to be in the moment to make some of this stuff happen. It's pretty cool. There's some people that believe in it and some don't, but really you kind of attract what you think about all day. That's just kind of one of the rules. So funny story about this, I kind of got busy once I started the business, and I did put this off. That was a big mistake. Don't do that. I'm back on board now, so everything's cool. Now, I realized later, I told my business partner, I said, do you know something? Part of my vision board, I have all this stuff on there, by the way, and it's not all material things. It's things like also time. I want to have more time eventually for myself, for my family, experiences. It's not all about material things all the time. If that's what motivates you, then that's your thing. And that does motivate me as well. On my vision board, I had a lawn guy, a guy that took care of my lawn, and I named him Jaime. His name was Jaime. That's what I just happened to name him. And also, I had a white X3 on there, BMW X3. I just realized a few months ago, I told Danny, I was like, hey, you know what? You remember how I had that vision board? Well, check this out. On the vision board, I have a white X3 on there, a brand new one. And look I have a brand new white X3. How crazy is that? Also, my landscape guy, this just dawned on me. This is just insane right here. I now have a landscape guy. I have my own guy that cuts my lawn, takes care of our yard. Great guy. His name is Jaime. Can you believe that? His name is Jaime. That is just insane. It just goes to show you that it really does work. Whether the subconscious is taking over and making it happen, I don't know. It's just incredible. It really is. Vision board is a big deal. This will keep you excited. Don't put it off. It's a big thing. You want to do it either first thing in the morning or for some free time when you're going through your pictures. Feel like you're there. You have to put yourself in the situation as if you're really there and really experiencing everything. Smell the smell. If you have a picture of the beach, smell the ocean, the mist in the air, the density of the air, the seagulls, whatever, the crashing waves. You have to be there. The sand that's hot or whatever. You will have to put all of your senses into this to make that happen. This is a big deal. There's very successful people that this is what did it for them. It's a big deal. Now this seems pretty obvious, but people do get stuck in a rut around negative people. You want to be around like-minded people, meaning they're people that want to make themselves better. They want to be the best version of themselves. Really, that's the type of people you want to be around. This is hard. If you grew up in a negative environment, you have to separate yourself. You have to. Some people say that, all that negativity, all it does is make me want to do better. Some people are like that. I'm not like that. I kind of absorb my surroundings. And by the way, that's human nature. You're a product of your environment. It's been proven over and over. It's not 100%, but why risk it? You're already risking everything. Why risk that and why add that to it? No, get yourself out of the situation. If you have to move, if you have to get away from whoever it is you're living with, you have to. You have to get away from that. You have to separate yourself from that, do a 180, and find like-minded people. There's groups all around you can look for. If you know someone, go after them. If you say, hey, that guy looks cool, he's got it together, or I can tell that he's really working on his self, his personality, I can just tell. He's not a shyster or anything. He has good morals. Not that he's going to be your business partner or anything, but you need someone outside of the box that is higher up, better than you, basically a mentor. You need someone like a mentor. But like-minded people is great. If you like to go out and drink or whatever, that's fine. You're always going to be a product of your environment. You may be a little bit above your friends as far as success goes. And when I mean success, everyone has a definition of their own. But I mean personal success, building your own self up. I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about, again, being a better version of yourself. You're only going to be a little step above if you try from your surroundings. You have to get out of those surroundings, get people that are like-minded. Okay, what is a mentor? A mentor is someone that has basically blazed the trail that you're trying to blaze. Not the exact one, but their own trail. You don't want to be like someone else. You don't want to be them. You don't want to be their life. Don't get caught up in that. A lot of people said, I wish I was him. I wish I was her. I wish I had what he had. I wish I was in the condition he was in. I wish I had the path that he was taking. You don't want that. You want your own path. You're your own person with your own skills, your own personality, and there's amazing stuff inside of you. And you want to take your own path. But guess what? You need a mentor that has done that for their own selves already. So they can say, hey, do it like this. This is what I did. You need wholesome mentoring. Once you have mentors like that, whether it's in the flesh, meaning one-on-one with a human being, another business owner that's been successful. Now, if you kind of know of a business owner and you can tell that, hey, I want to have what that guy has, or I want to eventually be in the position that he's in. Again, you don't want to be like anyone. You want to be like yourself. But go after that guy and say, hey, it might freak them out. It might be new to some people that haven't been in business for a really long time or successful for a really long time or still working on themselves might be like, what are you doing? Get away. They might think you want something from them, money or whatever. You have to word it right. You have to say, hey, I'm looking to start a business. I'm changing my whole life. This is what I'm doing. I'm good at this. I work on cars. I'm maxed out in where I'm at. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to better myself. And I need someone that has blazed that trail as well. Would you be my mentor and maybe help me out and point me in the right direction? And the whole thing is it's about a state of mind. It's about a state of mind. They have a different state of mind. They look at things differently than a lot of other people look. So this will actually open the door to being around like-minded people. So this can kind of have a double. This can kind of have a mirror effect. Online mentors. So I found some mentors online. There's a lot of mentors online these days. About 5 years ago, there was a couple that just kind of starting out. You had the old school ones like the Tony Robbins and all that. And those were cool. I did buy some of their books. I did watch some of their videos. I was looking for something a little deeper, something a little more relevant to what I was doing. There wasn't anything out there as far as like what you see right now. But kind of the gist of the mind frame to help me get out of how I was raised as far as working a 9 to 5. And getting past that into getting out the potential that I knew I had, that you have. Now, online mentors can be in any kind of form. There's a lot of free stuff out there. There's stuff that you can buy. Ty Lopez has some stuff. Dan Locke. A lot of that stuff is based off of business, but there's other stuff too as far as personal growth, and that's important. Now, books. This is a big one. We're going to go over that in a little bit. I was not a reader. I like the idea of reading, but it was hard for me. I was very slow. I'm not a good speller. I barely passed high school. English with a D-, and it wasn't because I was ditching. It wasn't because I was lazy. My mind at that age just couldn't get it. It just couldn't get it. Now, as I was looking for mentors and I was finding them online and in podcasts, they were all saying one thing: you have to self-educate. You have to educate yourself. And in any form you can, and reading was the one of them. Well, guess what, guys? We live in a technological world now. You don't have to read a book. Not only that, but you're going to be busy doing all this stuff. So guess what? I just stepped up and bought audiobooks. I've gone through a ton of them, and some of them are gold. And I can go through them again. And just like this video, I can fast forward it and just get that information back in there. I just get it in. I'm driving or whatever. I don't even watch TV. I didn't watch TV. I didn't listen to the radio, I didn't listen to the news, and I just absorbed all that stuff. And guess what, guys? Totally, this transformed me. My state of mind, my mind frame, the way I think about things. I was starting to become like my mentors, just automatically. Podcast. This is cool. There's a ton of juicy podcasts out there. for success, for personal growth. Really, that's the most important. A lot of people, all you have to do is find the top 10 podcasts. I can recommend a couple for you. One of the big ones was called Mechanic to Millionaire. That's when I was at the dealership and I said, hey, I'm gonna make the change now. I'm ready to do it. How do I go about it? I wonder if there's a mechanic out there that has become a millionaire. And that's exactly what I typed in online, a mechanic that has become a millionaire. And guess what? This podcast came on. It was absolutely amazing. I followed it pretty much to the end, and the first probably 20 were so juicy that I listened to them about 3 times. And that is cool because this is like having a personal mentor in flesh. You're listening to him. You get the state of mind. You understand his personality, how he thinks. You're spending time with him. Even though it's not in person, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Now, if you're like me, I did not go to college. I do not have a degree in anything besides automotive stuff. So we're in a business, right? I did not know business. I didn't take business school. I didn't take business classes. Don't get stuck on reading about business and all this stuff. Even though business does have its fundamentals, it's a huge world. It's a huge world, and not all of it. Only the small part of it is going to pertain to you. So don't get stuck on learning all this stuff. Don't fill your mind with that yet. You can deal with that later. Stuff will start happening one by one. Don't feel like I have to know it all right now. Don't feel like that. That's okay. I did feel like that, but I found out later you don't need to do that. Just focus on your brand. The stuff one by one will fall in line. What you really need to be focusing on is self-improvement. Self-improvement, state of mind. Same thing with sales. Sales is all about communication. If you're worried about sales, find books and stuff on communication. That's the biggest one. Communication really opens the door to other things, other avenues. Okay, all this stuff really is gold. Take it to heart. Make notes. Go out there. Stay motivated. Click on the part 2 video of this and I'll see you over there.